Welcome back to Worship Leader Wednesday from worshiptutorials.com. Hey, today we're going to update a playlist, a Spotify playlist that we started. We did one of these videos a long time ago, but we're going to try and do them a little more regularly, talking about our favorite worship songs.
Top 5?
At the moment. I like to call it 5 of our favorites.
5 of our favorites.
It's hard to pick favorite worship songs.
I get 2.5 and you get 2.5?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, it's exactly how it goes.
I'll take the bridge of...
So we've done one of these before, and we'll continue to do these in the future. And we have a Spotify playlist that is linked below, where you can subscribe to that, and so you can just add these to your playlist if you like, or check out new songs if you haven't heard of them, or tell us that I don't like that song very much.
Seriously, I'm sure we'll get plenty of that.
Yeah, but this is kind of based on what works for our church at the moment. Kind of like some of these songs are songs that we don't do in our church.
Or haven't done yet.
That I would personally like to do in our church that haven't done yet. Just stuff that we're
listening
to. Yeah. Stuff that we're listening to that really resonates with us. So let's get started. Number 1. What do you got, Fuller?
Dude, this is my new favorite.
Okay.
Waymaker.
Oh, man.
By Leeland.
Right. Well, Leeland's version of it, right?
Leeland's version of it. Yeah, there's several versions. We did it last night.
Yeah, we're doing
at our
it
rehearsal
this week for the first time.
And I didn't want to stop playing that song. The lyrics are so powerful but simple. The melodies are fantastic. And here's the extra bonus.
Yeah.
The entire song is 4 chords.
It's the same chords over and over.
I'll tell you right now.
Would
so
you
don't have to ask for a chord chart.
Let's do a tutorial.
G, D, A, B minor. So that's the entire song. G, D, A,
there's
B
your
minor. Super
tutorial
simple.
for Waymaker.
Super simple. And it's just, man, something happens when you sing it.
4, 1, 5, 6.
Yeah, there you go. And it's just great. So I love it. It's one of those songs where you like it when you listen to it, but you love it when you're doing it.
When you actually lead it and do it. Okay, so number 2, one of my picks is not a new song. So some of these are going to be brand new. You know, Waymaker, at least Leeland's version of it is pretty new as of right now. Shout to the Lord. No, it's not Shout to the Lord, although I do love that song.
That's a good one.
But it is a song that's been released by a few artists. It's called When the Stars Burn Down.
When the Stars... It's such an intriguing title.
I know. If you hear that title, you might think, oh yeah, Phillips, Craig, and Dean. Which they did probably the most popular version of it.
Those guys can sing.
But yeah, oh my gosh, let's respect the talent of Phillips, Craig, and
Dean. And those guys are like in their maybe late 50s, early 60s. I mean,
they're doing it.
Woo!
All right,
they can do it.
So that song was written by Jennie Riddle, who wrote Revelation Song.
She's not bad.
Not bad at all. And Jonathan Lee. And so Jennie Riddle kind of leads or is part of this songwriting group, and they call themselves People in Songs. I think I might have that a little wrong.
Could be.
But
I'm
anyway,
sure someone will correct us.
They did. Yeah. So People in Songs did at least one album that I know of, and there is a version featuring Jonathan Lee on that album. That I love it. So Fuller and I were listening to it earlier. It's like, and it's a little different than the modern praise and worship vibe.
It's like I would call Americana.
Yeah.
Folky.
A little country influence.
There's a
like
country. There's a southern twang.
It.
It's very dry. It's very acoustic driven. The vocals, at least the recording we listened to, vocals were very dry.
Yeah.
And it reminded me, and this is a compliment. It reminded me of like the stuff I listened to in the 90s when I was in college, when worship was really becoming a language.
Yeah.
Like, and you had all of these, it was like right at the beginning of Shane and those guys, like this really kind of artistic thing. So yeah, it's outside of the box of like what you would call a normal worship song.
But I love it. It talks, so When the Stars Burn, it's talking about the rapture. It's talking about as Christians, our eternal home, being with Christ in heaven. And listening to it really helps keep your perspective on Jesus, in my opinion. And I think it's got a very, very, very singable chorus to it. So if you know the Phillips, Craig, and Dean version, and you're like, listen to the Jennie Riddle, Jonathan Lee version that we've linked to in the playlist below. It's good.
Another one that one of my favorites lately is "Raise a Hallelujah."
Yes, we've been doing that a lot at church.
Yeah, it's a great song.
It is a very good
song.
song.
When we do it, man, the room goes crazy.
Yes.
I love how it's a duet. It's a legitimate duet. You got the male vocal lead on the verse, then the female lead on the chorus. So it's like a true duet. So
which is a good point. If you're going to lead this one, you really need to approach it as a duet.
You do.
It's going to be really difficult to do.
Yes.
I did a cover of it just by myself, and it was hard.
Yeah.
It would be way better
range-wise
in a corporate setting to do male female.
And it's a little tricky for the male because you're on the melody and then you jump right down to a harmony right at the top of the chorus. Yeah. So, but it's fun and it's a good challenge, I think, musically to do that well. Because I believe it was written by a husband-wife duo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonathan and Melissa Helser.
Yes. So yeah, it's just creates a lot of energy, great groove, and it's also, I don't know, maybe there's a change happening in the genre, but like it's also kind of like southern rockish.
Yeah,
like there's like a vibe.
There's a lot of that on that album.
Yeah, it's earthy
Bethel.
and it's singer-songwriter-ish, and it reminds me of like the harmonies from the 70s, like the Eagles and stuff like that. It was really cool. So,
all right, our next song is "King of Kings," which is a new song by Hillsong Worship
that I just heard.
Yeah, you just heard it today.
It's awesome.
It's led by Brooke Fraser Ligertwood.
Ligertwood.
I don't know how you say her last name, but anyway, she got married. She has a different last name now.
Fraser's a lot easier to pronounce.
It is, but it's very, very good. The verses are very hymn-like as far as their structure and melody, but the chorus comes in and it's just super singable, approachable, very beautiful. That one throws a lot of love to the keyboard players because there's like a main piano line.
Yeah.
So if you want a song that you can throw some love to your keys people,
instead of just holding
that, and if you do Waymaker and King of Kings,
my gosh,
your piano player is gonna be like yes,
that's right. Yeah.
So King of Kings by Hillsong, another really good one.
So our fifth song, one of my new favorites, Echo.
Elevation
by
Worship.
Tauren Wells. Yeah, and it's fun, energetic, funky.
Yes.
And I'll be honest, when I first heard the song, I thought to myself, I don't see this working very well in a corporate setting.
I thought the same thing.
Boy, was I wrong.
Yes.
Because every campus I've been to that's done this song, the people have been fully engaged. Now, disclaimer, I've also sing this song butchered. So, this is not an easy song.
You've seen it die a slow, painful death.
This is not an easy song, and so I would say this is more in the advanced music. Yeah. So speaking of keyboards, the rhythmic section is very syncopated.
Yeah.
Very syncopated. So whoever's in your band, they gotta have great rhythm. Guitars, the drums, bass, everything's extremely syncopated.
You gotta get the hits.
Yeah.
Right.
Guitar players, not a lot going on in the song. Except the little funky riff, which is very cool.
Well, there's funky rhythm stuff, like R&B kind of rhythm in it.
So if you don't have a great rhythm section, I would probably avoid this song. Your drummer's got to be on point. Lots of great vocals, lots of great harmonies, and it's just a fun song to create a lot of great energy.
Yeah, and one of the main reasons we've included it in our list is we've been doing it in our church, and our congregation loves it. They respond really well to this song.
Yeah.
They really engage when we do it.
And the other thing, too, about the song is it's really deep. It's a really deep idea that God's love is like an echo. So you can go with that into a lot of places, right? And how that all works and stuff. Use at your own risk.
Yes.
Make sure that you give your band time to practice. And you definitely need at least one keyboardist.
Yeah.
2 would be ideal. Obviously you can use multi-tracks. But I would say this. A lot of people might do echo and just rely heavily on the multi-tracks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. I would try to figure out a way to make a lot of the music live.
Make the arrangement work for your band.
Yeah, make it work for your band, and so that you're not just like singing to a track.
Now I have Worship Tutorials. We have an acoustic version of it that I did.
That's right.
This very white boy from Oklahoma did an acoustic arrangement of Echo.
It's simplified.
And I did an electric guitar arrangement where I tried to play
You did stuff. Yeah.
So you can check that out if you're looking for ways to pull it off.
Yeah, and there's one thing that you can do as well is you can simplify the drum beat. You don't have to go that crazy, because if you have 5 people trying to syncopate a beat, if it's not perfect, it will sound terrible. Yeah. But if you simplify the drums, simplify the bass, then the other people can have a little bit of grace.
Yeah.
Because you've got so you can, don't change the groove too much because it changes the song, but you can simplify the kick pattern, which would make the song a little bit simpler.
So we'd love to hear from you. We're going to post this video up in the WT Leaders group on Facebook. Link below if you're not a part of that yet. Or just in the comments, let us know. I mean, we've listed songs from like pretty well-known, like, Elevation, Hillsong, what else? Bethel.
Yeah.
And so you know, and there's lots of great music coming out that is from groups and churches and bands that are a little more under the radar.
Yeah.
So if you know of some great stuff, put it in the comments. We'd love to check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next one.